My name is Sarah. I am 27 years old, and my height is 5 feet 2 inches. I am very cute and beautiful, with a face as lovely as flowers. My eyes sparkle with mischief. My cheeks are plump and full, and my lips are juicy and luscious. It happened when I was about 16 years old, and our matriculation exams were approaching. I wasn't a very weak student, but I wasn't a brilliant one either, which is why I needed some guidance to prepare for the exams. My cousin, Ahmed, had also passed his exams and lived quite close to us. I asked my mother to speak to Ahmed and ask him if he could tutor me in his free time, so I wouldn't have to go far for tuition. This way, I wouldn't waste time and I could avoid the hassle of traveling. My mother spoke to Ahmed the same day and told me that he had agreed to tutor me every evening from PM to PM.
I quickly finished my chores and took my books to the drawing room. Around 7:30 p.m., Ahmed arrived at our house. He was around 25 years old, very handsome, and had a strong and athletic build. He was about 6 feet tall. After the usual greetings, Ahmed said to me, "So, are you ready to be my student?" I nodded and replied, "Yes." Ahmed then asked me which subjects I found difficult. I told him that I struggled with math and English. I was a bit nervous and sat up straight while speaking. Ahmed looked at my book,
Flipping through its pages, and said, "If you're going to be nervous like this, I don't think I can teach you effectively. We need to study in a relaxed and friendly atmosphere, and then you'll be able to remember everything." His words helped me relax, and we started studying. Ahmed's way of teaching was very engaging, and I became quite comfortable with him. Over the next 2 weeks, I started to really enjoy his company. One evening, while Ahmed was teaching me math, my mother brought tea. She placed the tea on the table and said, "Have some tea first."
After finishing the lesson, I tried to give Ahmed the tea, but for some reason, I accidentally spilled the entire cup onto him. His pants and shirt got soaked. I was so embarrassed, running to grab a towel and apologizing repeatedly while trying to dry his shirt. I nervously asked, "I hope you're not burned, but you're probably going to get really mad at me now." He chuckled and said, "It's all fine, don't worry. Everything's fine. You're overthinking it." Then he pulled me into a comforting hug and kissed me on the forehead, saying, "Don't cry. You didn't spill the tea on purpose. It was just an accident." After he reassured me, I stopped crying and said, "I know it was an accident, but accidents always have some mistake behind them."
"I am the one responsible for this one," Ahmed, trying to lighten the mood, laughed and said, "Well, I give you permission to spill tea every day." He laughed, and I couldn't help but smile along with him. Ahmed continued to teach me, and over the next 2 weeks, he became a fixture in my daily routine. One evening, after he had finished a lesson, he said, "Today's work is done. We'll continue tomorrow." But as he stood to leave, he stopped and looked at me seriously. He said, "Sarah, you look really beautiful today." I was taken aback but couldn't help feeling a warm rush in my chest. His words echoed in my mind all night. The next day, as he arrived at our house, I had just gotten out of the shower, and my hair was still wet. I noticed that he kept glancing at me, and I could tell that something was going on in his mind too. While I had already developed feelings for him, I could tell that there was something more between us. I tried to focus on the lesson, but my thoughts kept drifting to him. Later that evening, when we were talking, Ahmed held my hand softly. "We're not going to be making any plans to get married yet. Just enjoy this moment," he said. His touch felt so comforting, yet something inside me hesitated. Though I wanted to hold his hand longer, my thoughts stopped me. A few moments later, as I got up to leave the room, I stumbled and Ahmed quickly reached out to catch me. I was so flustered that I hurried to the bathroom to splash cold water on my face. I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was falling deeper into something I wasn't prepared for. When I returned to the room, Ahmed was gone. Later, My mother told me that Ahmed had left because he had a headache and needed to go home. I felt a deep sense of worry and unease, but I didn't know what to do. I thought about him all day, and by the time evening came, I eagerly awaited his return, hoping to see him again.
But when he didn't show up by 8 p.m., I started to get concerned. I asked my mother if something had happened.
She called his family and found out that Ahmed had been sick with a fever since the previous day. I felt helpless, wishing I could be there to take care of him. The next day, my mother and I went to visit him, and he was indeed very sick with a high fever. My heart sank seeing him like that. As we sat with him, he opened his eyes briefly and smiled at me. He then said, "I'm not suffering from fever. I'm burning with the fire of your love." His words took me by surprise, and I couldn't help but feel overwhelmed with emotions. I knew in that moment that I had fallen for him too.